The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. Good morning, everyone. Thank goodness there was nothing going on in Paris yesterday during the U2 concert, which is good. It's interesting to note that Yahoo is considering getting rid of their Alibaba, and there's a chance that Marissa Mayer may be the CEO might be let go, and she has a golden parachute. I've heard that's worth $158 million. You got to love this country, folks. I think it's fantastic. The first thing she did when she went to work from Yahoo was she hired a guy, and he only stayed there for 3 or 4 weeks, and he got a $10 million golden parachute. So it's a pretty good deal. I'm very familiar with parachutes. No, I'm not going to go into that story. Well, I should. 1972, the first CEO to get $1 million a year was Dick Wood for Eli Lilly. And I was working for Eli Lilly at the time. And he had bought a brand new Mercedes two-seater sports car. Unfortunately, I had bought almost the same car in a different color. Mine was green, his was brown. But here I am, just a little marketing plans manager, and here he is CEO of the company. We got the same kind of car. He was in the private lot and I wasn't, but boy, did I get a lot of flack for that. I didn't drive that car to work hardly ever at all. So that was one of the dumber mistakes I ever made. I didn't know I was making at the time, but that was neither here nor there. Okay, the first chart that I've posted in here today shows the non-manufacturing versus the manufacturing ratio. If you'll notice these red boxes that are marked here, this comes from one of our listeners, Mr. RK, and he sends me some really interesting things. And this is from Haver Analytics. It basically shows the relationship between non-manufacturing and manufacturing. And when the spread gets really wide, that's a sign that the market's getting ready to turn down, and we're at the widest width we've ever been at right now. So that means that the non-manufacturing is increasing better than the manufacturing, which means they're not making many products. This could be the reason why we're seeing the weakness in the Dow Jones Transportation, as it has been far the weakest of all the groups that we've been looking at. So we want to watch that. The other question that someone has asked was about the emerging markets and what that market looks like. And as you can see here, we're going to post this chart in here showing the EEM, which is the ETF for the emerging markets. After we had that big head and shoulders top way back in May, we broke down, and you can see we made a 382 retracement of that back, and we're heading back down again. So that's not a very bullish looking chart. By the way, we're going to have today's our lucky day. For 2 reasons. One, today's Larry Bird's birthday, one of the greatest players ever to come out of the state of Indiana in the NBA. And I believe he's 54 today. And also we have, even more important, is we have Norm Winsky, also from Indiana, Terre Haute, Indiana. He will be our guest of Astro Trends. He's given us some fabulous information here over the past few months, and he is talking about December 7th as being a key date. As you remember, I was focusing on December the 4th. This was the work that I received from my good friend Bill Ehrman from Ermanometry, and also from my other good friend over in the UK across the pond. They both had the same date to look at it, and so we have an astro date along with that time within one date. So we'll watch it very closely, and we'll see if that's going to be the case. It also happens to be this is the anniversary of the start of World War II, when we were bombed by Pearl Harbor. When we were bombed by Pearl Harbor, when we were bombed by Japan. And if you ever get a chance to go over and see the memorial, it's a cemetery, of course, but it is a beautiful. the Arizona Memorial is really something to go in, and you can't go through that without getting cold chills, in my opinion. But it's really a beautiful place to go, very very quiet and surreal. It's really something to go there to see it. In fact, here in Arizona, when we drive between Scottsdale and Phoenix, Highway 10 is known as the Arizona Memorial Highway, that 100-mile stretch that when I came up to see Mark Douglas all the time, we would always see that, and I'd always remember it. So we'll see what it was going to be. It's going to be looking at it. So we'll see what's going on here with some of these markets today. Folks, I know it's really hard to pay attention to what I try to tell you here because I'm seeing things a little differently than everybody else. But I wanted to show you this New York Stock Exchange chart. Basically, this is the 60-minute chart, and you can see we came down on Thursday to that 786 retracement. We rallied up to the 61% retracement on Friday, but this is not a bullish chart, folks. The overall market is not nearly as bullish as they're trying to get to us. Now, Art Cashin, who's one of the deans of the New York Stock Exchange, he writes a really good little column every morning, and this morning he focused on this not prop trading, but this automatic trading that they have, algorithmic trading, and that it accounts for so much. Supposedly, it's between 70% of all the volume on the New York Stock Exchange. If that's the case, folks, we are in such big trouble. I don't even want to mention it. If that's the case, I don't know the figures. I'm just reporting them. But if that's the case, we got big problems, because if this market ever does start down, there's not going to be a door wide enough to get everybody out of it, because we don't have enough volume up in here. Our volume has been dropping. We have more new lows than new highs. I mean, this is not what I would call a bull market. But if it goes up, you still can't fade it. So that's it. If we're up really strong today, I have to send in the white flag, get on my little trusty donkey Luigi, and head out into the desert, because this thing could go a whole lot higher. So you just want to wait and see. Okay, so just keep in mind that that's what's happening. We've made new highs in the I think what I'll do is, someone's asked me about the column that Art wrote. I will try to post that at the break here when I get a few minutes. I'm not able to multitask this morning, but I'll be able to copy and paste it in here so that you can read it and take a look at it. He has several really good research assistants that work with him, and they have some really good information, especially about history of the market and statistics. It's really good. He used to be a broker back when I was at Drexel back 40-some years ago. He was a broker, I believe, at Hornblower and Weeks, as I recall. But that's when I first met him. And when this was the days when you could actually walk down on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. You just got a pass from one of the members. He walked you down there and took you from post to post, meeting different people and stuff like that. But boy, now it's as about 10 years ago, you almost have an act of God to get in there, because it's they've really tightened up the security a great deal. So that's neither here nor there. Now, that we're making new lows now in the crude oil market and in the heating oil market and the gasoline market. But folks, you got to pay attention here, because the whole world is bearish this stuff, and there's a reason for them to be bearish, is because there's a lot of supply out there. But when everybody gets on one side of the market, this can lead to really violent reversals. So watch it very, very closely in here. If you're short the oil, make sure that you use a stop to protect your profits if you're in here, because we could easily go to $30 a barrel, but we could turn on any moment and have a massive rally, just like we had in the euro. When the euro got down to that 105.20 level, it rallied 450 pips. That's $4,500 a contract, and you don't want to stand in front of that if that's what happens. That's the main thing. Now, a couple of people that I listen to in the business, and one of them is Jim Flanagan of GAN Educators, and he has posted in his letter, he's posted a really good seasonal chart of the number of times that the market for crude oil bottoms on a seasonal basis. And as you can see from the chart that Jim's furnished us here, is that there's a 33% chance of, in other words, that's not what that means. It means that this is the highest percentage of any month for crude oil to make a bottom. And believe me, I can remember this in 1991, in December. It was right after the first of the year. Mark Douglas was down visiting me. He was coming out of Chicago. He was still in Chicago. He came out. He and his wife Paula came out to visit me for a week, and oil bottomed, I believe, on the 5th or 6th of January at around $10 a barrel, 10 and change, like 10.80 or something like that. And of course it went to 140. But this is one of the things you really want to watch. So we'll just keep an eye on that when the pattern lines up. We're making new lows in heating oil and in crude oil and in the gasoline futures. So it's really hard. I was all prepared to be a buyer of the USO, which is the ETF for the oil companies, and I decided that today, with the oil making new lows, it's best to wait a little bit because we're only into the beginning of December. We might go all the way out into the December before we get it. We could get oil down to below 30 without any trouble because it's certainly in a downdraft, and it could easily, go to that level without too much trouble at all. That's what it looks like, at least from this area, because we're having the same thing with the natural gas futures. Natural gas futures are also getting ready to break into new low ground. So we've got some really good tax deductions for us coming from getting gasoline, but whether that's going to continue down or not, we'll have to wait and see. Someone's asked a question about the gold. I know, we were buying gold at that 1050 level. We went up. We had our $34 rally was the harmonic number in gold. We got right up there. And now we want to watch the first retracement back in gold would be 1072. That would be the 382 retracement of the whole move up. So if gold can hold 1072, and then break above the 1085 level, you're going to be looking at a pretty good run here in the gold market. But it's still a little bit early. Silver's much stronger. Silver is still up on the day, whereas gold is down fractionally, as is platinum. But the rest of them holding up relatively well. So that's what we're watching here this morning, and we'll keep an eye on this. The market will be opening pretty soon. Looks like we were going to be a little bit stronger about a couple hours ago, but the market started to sell off, and that doesn't mean a lot because it can easily go one way or the other. But we'll watch it relatively closely in here to see what's moving on here. We'll cover some of the other things that I wanted to cover in the market, but right now I want to put this chart up of crude oil because we're breaking below. Take a little break here. 877-927-6648.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Larry takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Okay, we're back, folks, and we are. I wanted to mention the number in oil that I'm watching. Because we're right down near new low grounds. We're not near the low where we were at around 33, of course, way back in 2009, but we're not very far away from that level. Anyway, so the thing that I wanted to mention here about the oil is I look at when I'm watching these, I look at 240-minute charts, which are 4-hour charts, so that I can see the last 15 or 20 days to see where the markets are expanding or contracting to. And the number you want to watch today is 38.30 in the spot crude down around in that January crude oil, because that's a 1.618 expansion. We had a 3-day rally. The market rallied well over almost 10%, and then we broke down, and the 1.618 expansion of that move comes in at the 38.30 level. Now, that's a very, very important number for a couple of reasons. First of all, oil is coming down a tick at a time. It's not falling out of bed as of yet. It could in just a minute, but there's a lot of buying coming down as much selling, of course, but somebody's buying those contracts as they're going out. Shorts are either covering their shorts or there is new buying coming in. We don't know that until we get the statistics from the Chicago Mercantile Exchange tomorrow, but it's coming down very quietly. In other words, we don't have any real wide-ranging bars. So at 38.30, In the spot crude, that's where anything below 38, though, it just has no, the parachute won't open, because that's the last bastion of support is that 1.618 level. It's really quite important, so we want to watch it very, very closly. We're going to have Norm Winsky on here at the break, and I'm going to I posted in the room here about these were comments from Art Cashin from the New York Stock Exchange. He's the dean of he's the oldest trader down there. I think Ted Weissel might be a little bit older than Art. Art's my age, so yeah, Ted's a little bit older. I think he's older than Art by about 4 or 5 years. But this is just talks about algorithmic trading, which I heard about it, don't understand it, been there, done that, so I'm not going to worry too much about. But it just shows you that there's a lot of electronic trading going on that we've never had before, and they're saying that interferes with technical analysis. I have to disagree with that, because when I look at the New York Stock Exchange Index, it's about as perfect as a technical tool as you could possibly get. The S&P is very good, the Dow Jones very good, the Nasdaq not so good, because that's only that's basically 15 high-priced stocks out of the Nasdaq 100 that is actually causing all of this. So that's something we want to keep in mind. One other thing I wanted to mention, and this came from our good friend Ed Carlson from the Seattle Technicians, and he mentioned he went across all the markets across the world, the top 27 of them that are down, and you can see here that for over the past year, the market has been going down. China's down 30%, Saudi Arabia 26%, Germany 13%, United Kingdom 12%, Spain 15%, Brazil, etc., all the way through even Poland, Malaysia, Egypt, Indonesia, Canada. All of them are down. 27 of the major countries are down quite a bit. So it's hardly been a bull market, and yet on Friday the Nasdaq made an absolute new high. It certainly did. So we'll see if this is going to be the case. But we're over a key date today, no question in my mind anyway. But I think Norm will come on and give us some more information about that, and we'll be able to go through it. I'm going to give him as much time as he needs, because he has some really great information, folks. I've known Norm well over 30 years, and he really does have some interesting things, to take a look at. So. He's a pretty smart dude. We'll have him on here in just a few minutes, and we'll be able to look at it. If you have any questions, it's 877-927-6648, and call in and ask him a question if you prefer, because he's pretty affluent. He knows lots of languages, English and English and English. I don't know if he does any more than that. I don't really know. Anyway, we'll see what happens when he comes on the show. Regarding the euro has made a 38% retracement down here at the 108 level. That was from when we bottomed at 105.20. We rallied up to 109.80, and so that 382 retracement back came in at 108. So watch so far that's been right near the low of the day. So we'll have Norm on at the break here. So 877-927-6648.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization memorization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
It's true. Life is all about choices. At Everbank, they're making it easy for you to make a smart one with this special cash offer. Open a new yield pledge money market account with funds from another financial institution, or deposit new funds into an existing yield pledge money market account, and you could earn up to a $500 cash reward. And if you're opening a new account, you'll also get their new higher 6-month bonus interest rate, along with their yield pledge promise that ensures your yield will always be in the top 5% of competitive accounts at banks nationwide. Open a new account or add to one. It's your choice. To qualify, you must meet balance and other limited time offer requirements. Go to everbank.com/TFNN for details and deposit options, or speak with one of their banking specialists at 1-855-750-4051 for more information. You must act by December 31st, 2015 to be eligible. Everbank is a member FDIC.
TFNN has just announced a brand new morning lineup that is geared specifically for traders in this volatile traders market. Every morning at 8 a.m., John Logan starts things off with his daily program, The Global Market Pulse. At 9 a.m., Larry Pesavento trades the market during the market open Monday through Friday on Trade What You See. At 10 a.m., Tom O'Brien hosts the Money Masters for the hour, and Basil Chapman hosts his Tiger Technicians Hour at 11 a.m. From 8 a.m. till noon every market day, these traders are with you as they provide up-to-the-second market information so that you can make the most educated and profitable trades possible. The new TFNN morning lineup is happening right now. Tune in to see for yourself what kind of actionable trading discussion they have each morning, Monday through Friday, starting at 8 a.m., live only on Tiger TV at TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we've got our friend Norm Winsky from Astro Trends on. Norm, are you there?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning to you, my friend. I think you're ready to go. They've got the charts ready to go for you. So why don't you go ahead and start? And if we have any questions come in, I'll interrupt you. And if I have a question or two, I'll certainly bring it up. But why don't you fire away?
Okay, great. Hopefully you have the my notes up here, and where I'm on page 1. We're going to do a quick review of when I was I was on a month ago, and we showed a chart like this with the sort of a Bradley style model here, where we had the blue line, and I talked about the planetary station points. That's where due to the relative motion of the Earth, the other planets have the appearance to stop their motion and reverse direction. This is often a high batting average, high percentage change in trend point for the markets. That's marked on this chart here with that red arrow, which is was the 17th, 18th. I was off by a day. It made its low on the 16th. And more importantly, for the any Bradley fans out there, I know some of your folks are Bradley fans. One of the problems with the Bradley model is that it works for a while and then it will flip upside down. Well, I've got to where I, with a pretty good percentage, able to forecast when these inversions are going to occur, and they often occur when these planets go direct or retrograde. And so that's what happened in November. The market turned just ahead of Neptune turning direct on the late 17th, early 18th, and that's what happened there. So it was pretty good. Not my best, but not too bad. Moving ahead here on the next chart, just to show you how things came out. If you got my letter, you give out the letter to people who call in for a month for free. And here's T-bonds here. Can you see that chart, Larry?
Yes, they've got it posted. Yes.
There we go. We got Uncle Sam there, IOU. And we have the 3 arrows on there, which were the forecasted 3 dates I had for bonds. And first one was the low of the month. And I had a nice little top there. And let's see, that was the, I don't see, oh, there's the dates up there. Had the 10th, the 16th, the 17th. The 10th was the low of the month. That's LOM. And then we went up to the 16th for a high and the 17th for a low. So that worked out pretty well with the 3 out of 3 potentially profitable dates. On the dollar.
Norm, I have a question here. Someone say, why don't we have him on more than once a month? And I wait for you to request to come on, and you requested to come on today because there's a really key date today in the stock market. Is that correct?
That's correct.
What is the astro part of that?
We have Saturn lining up with Pluto. This occurred also. It's kind of a real long-term cycle, but when we get into because of the motion of the Earth, you get these outer planets that are slow moving, but when they get close to a certain alignment, because the Earth is whipping around the sun relative to the other planets, you get this whipsaw motion where once they get into a neighborhood there, it whipsaws back and forth, so you may get several hits for the same aspect. So we had this back in late August, which corresponded to that big plunge we had into late August, and but now I think we're inverted. So I think we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves here, but I think we could be making a high here now.
Okay.
So I think bad is good, But anyway, so there's your T-bonds, 3 out of 3. Here's the U.S. dollar. I had 8 dates for that, and we hit 7 out of 8 potentially profitable dates for that. Moving ahead, here's the stuff coming up in the future, and have the today, the 7th. Here it is. Here's the answer to your question. Geo is from the point of view of the Earth. Geo is short for geocentric. Saturn in Sagittarius, parallel bilatitude, Pluto in Capricorn. And since Saturn is the ruling planet for coffee, Sagittarius is oats, and so we have, and then Pluto is the ruling planet for cocoa, hogs, and T-bonds. And so we want to watch those markets today. And of course, the stock market is the big basket of everything, so the stock market gets affected by just about everything. So,
Norm, we have one question: is your overall view of this big bear market for the 4 years we've had in the commodity markets? Do you see that coming to an end anytime soon?
Oh yeah, well, I mean, just based on history, here we're 6 years into this the recovery, and since '09, and history shows that most economic bull markets or economic expansions don't last much more than that. Also in the modern era here, since about Ronald Reagan, I think every president has ended on a recession. So I think the current administration is probably due.
Okay, we have our caller from Boston, Massachusetts. Jay, are you there?
Yeah, good morning, Larry and Norm. Question: I'm impressed that guys like you who've been around for quite a while have gravitated toward the celestial way of looking at stocks. So I think I want to learn about this. I don't know where to begin. Where can I start?
You're talking to the right guy. Norm will point you in the right direction. Go ahead, Norm. Tell them the course that you offer, because it's a fabulous course.
I have the Astro 101 Home Study course, which is designed to teach traders the the basic principles of astrology and how they relate to the markets. So you want to contact me, you get the free letter. I give you a free class, how to read the letter and get the most out of that, and then we can move ahead and then get you signed up for the course, which takes about 6 months. So anybody out there, because we have the holidays coming up in December, make sure you contact me right away, because everybody kind of zones out the last 2 weeks of December. So we're into the second week already. So there's a process here, educational process here, in to get it, to learn this stuff. And that you contact me, we talk, I find out what kind of what markets you trade and what your experience is, and then I send you the letter, and we have a class. It's about a 3-hour class, and then then you take a look at it for a few days, and then I usually follow up, see if you have any questions. We may see something interesting in the market. I share that with you. You get a free follow up and so forth. And so there's a whole process that goes on. It usually takes a couple of weeks for people to get on board. So get to me right away here, because before everybody goes into the holiday zone,
Yeah.
And so anyway, great to hear from you there in Boston. When you give me a call, I'll tell you about my some family connections I have there in downtown Boston.
Terrific.
Norm did you used to have some of the works from Evangeline Adams, who was the personal
I still do. I
astrologer?
own her library. I own her library.
Really? She was the one that was a personal astrologer for J.P. Morgan, correct?
That's correct.
Wow, that's fantastic.
And she's related to, speaking of Boston, she's related to the famous Adams family.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
John Adams, John Quincy Adams, and there's been studies done on this. They generated a lot of great people, pioneers of modern psychology. Great writers, Henry Adams, and so forth.
Great.
Well,
The best way
Charles
to contact
Adams,
you, Norm?
I think, was the Secretary of State. John Quincy Adams was the guy who actually wrote the Monroe Doctrine while he was Secretary of State under Monroe. And so anyway, she's on
he
the
wants a
family tree there.
contact. They want a contact number for you, Norm, for Jay in Boston.
You can get me on my landline at 239-594-3939. That's 239-594-3939, or on Skype at Norm, NORM.WINSKI. And for all our friends up there in the frozen tundra, give me a call, and you'll have a friend in Florida. I'm here in Florida.
And you offer a room and board for those that come down to visit you, right?
Oh, sure.
I had to bring that up, Art.
I'll give him a spot on my living room floor or something.
Yeah. By the way, Arch, I meant to tell you, Arch, I was speaking to Arch Crawford, and he said to say hello to you today, so I thought I'd let you know that. Any other questions you have, Jay?
Yeah, any book or any particular book that you think might give myself a head start? Have you written anything? Do you have a website with information on it about what you do?
No, it's more of a personal thing where you call up and I will guide you personally. And so I actually discourage people from jumping around and getting this book and getting that book before they talk to me. Then we have to put one of those metal caps they had in Frankenstein there, where they put that on your head, and then we have to degauge you, to wipe your memory clean, because usually people end up very confused,
That pretty
around,
describes
reading all these books, reading different books that contradict each other, so then we have to wipe the memory clean.
Oh, terrific. Well, thank you both. I appreciate it.
And what was your name again?
Sure. My name is Jay, and this is Boston.
Jay in Boston, right?
All right.
Okay,
Terrific.
well, looking
Thanks.
forward to talking to you. Give me a call here, and maybe after the show,
I'll do it. Thanks for your help.
239-594-3939.
Norm, you know whose birthday it is today? Larry Bird.
Yep.
They're probably going to have a big parade in Terre would be my guess.
I don't know. I know Larry has a home here in Naples. He has his winter home here in Naples. And
he bought the whole golf course.
I moved in '99 to a different neighborhood, and then he moved a few years after that. But we used to be about a mile apart there here in Naples, and I used to take that when I had visitors come. I used to say, "Oh, let's go look at Larry Bird's house." He had like this huge double house. It was like a small hotel.
Sure. Yeah.
On the water. Anyway, we need to move ahead, or we're going to run out of time, Larry. So anyway, here's the big. We have two really huge. My two biggest windows of the month are today, the 7th, for these different markets and the stock market, and then less so at the end of the week. Here we have some a lot of things happening with the U.S. cycles. So that's the U.S. financials, are U.S. stocks, T-bonds, and the dollar. And then we have a window coming up. You were talking about oil. We have a lot of potential things happening for oil here at the end of this week or early next week. And then also again at the middle of next week. And then again at the, I don't show that here, but there's the oil pops up again at the end of the month. But we also have the 24th, 25th of December. For one of my favorite things, of course, Larry, is the outer planet station points. That's when the outer planets, that's from Jupiter on out, turn direct or retrograde. That's going to happen on Christmas on December 25. Uranus has to do with copper, so watch the copper market, and also, of course, stocks. I know the market's closed on the 25th, but within one trading day of that, you might see an important change of trend. Let's move ahead here. Here's the stock market. Got the stock market chart up here on the page now. We're on page 4, Larry, just in case you're moving the pages. And here's the bigger picture for the S&P 500. You can see we had this rally here now since late August, and then retesting in late September. And now we're getting up to major resistance here with these red lines I have on the chart. And so there's not a lot of room left on the upside unless we're going to break out. And you got to trade what you see, right, Larry? So we never want to anticipate a breakout. You have to assume that the resistance is going to hold until it's broken, So there's a bit of a ceiling just above the market here, and we're at a major planet say we're at an important change of trend. I don't like in terms of the setup, I'm not thrilled about this past week's whipsaw action. Not the best, best pattern for a high confidence turn. But that's where we're at now. On a 5-star basis, maybe we're in a 2 or 3 star opportunity here in terms of confidence level turn. And some of my technical indicators are sort of stuck on neutral. So the famous Now index.
We haven't seen anything in that for a very long time.
We had a great run there for about 3 months, and then it kind of went back to sleep.
Does it wake up again?
I have no control. It's strictly based on the numbers that I get off the CBOE, option trading numbers.
So that's basically overbought or oversold in the options markets?
Yeah, that's it. Too many bears, too many bulls. And, the markets are very efficient these days. And so they don't get too far out of whack for very long. There's a lot of arbitrage going on between the options and the stocks. So they tend to keep things pretty well in balance. Back in the early days there, I used to get a lot more signals. Here's your T-bonds here. Here's how this looks. I had a simulated chart, but Larry, one of the problems, I don't know what you've done about this, problem with the T-bond futures are they're very front-loaded in the data and the volume. And so sometimes in order to go back several months, I take the 30-year index and yield index and flip it upside down, and it has a high correlation with the prices. I'm able to simulate a bond chart going back, 6 months or whatever, if you want. So anyway, there's your bond chart. And a few months back, I posted the T-bond fractal model there, which showed that we should be headed down into the end of the year. Unfortunately, as a trade, we're kind of stuck in the middle of the range here.
Listen, we have a commercial coming up, so why don't you stay with us till after the commercial so you can finish up, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, hang on.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
Finishing up the Norm Winsky show. Norm, fire away, buddy.
Yes, sir. So now we're looking on page 6 at the cocoa chart of all the charts I looked at last night when I put this together. This actually looked like possibly the best opportunity in that you're now going up in a nice channel here. Now we're getting to the top of the channel here, retesting the, what was the month is that? July high, and we also had a high in November. And so, rather than being stuck in the middle of a range here, we're actually getting to a high here at a major planetary lineup, which, because Pluto is involved, indicates that today could be an important day for cocoa. So take a look at that for all you chocoholics. And and I'm in that category. Here's your hogs, and hogs are also Pluto market, and so watch for this. This is here's a good example of, and technically one that's not as clear because you kind of just had a little bounce here now. And now we're kind of stuck in the middle of that little bounce, And so we need to see the hogs kind of get a little spike up here so we can get to the top of the resistance level there and then turn down. And then the hogs could go for a new trough, right? Get it, hogs, go into our trough, right? There we go.
This is a little acronym for hogs.
So a little hog joke there, hogs are going for a trough.
Okay.
Anyway, crude oil, here you go. You're talking about crude oil. There's the bigger picture here. We're testing the August lows. And this was I'm doing the Feb contract here. And I don't know if we've taken that out yet or not, but there you go. You take this out, then you're probably looking at, I don't know, 38, 39. I don't know where you got that, Larry, but I remember 09 when we got that under the 32, 33 area, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the picture on crude oil, and now we get the freebies here. Here's how you get free stuff from me. I'm offering the current letter for free and a free class that goes with that. And you'll learn about 40 years worth of stuff in about 3 to 4 hours.
That comes with a money-back guarantee, correct?
Yeah, that's right. It's all free with a money-back guarantee. Absolutely.
Good.
And we're on a special this week. It's double your money back.
Wow, you can't beat that.
There you go. So my phone number here in sunny Florida is 239. Are you there?
Yeah, they got it. They posted it on the site, Norm. Happy holidays to you. We'll have you on after the first of the year.
All right. Thanks a lot.
May God bless. Bye-bye. Or lobster.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.